Good morning, welcome to GA Checkpoint. We're going to go over a couple of things this morning here. One of the things we're going to work on is getting your little outboard ready for winter, and a little winterizing process that you should do on your small engines. A lot of cases, of course, you may find that it's a little bit more than you're willing to attack, so you could always bring it to your local dealership. But before you get started, you want to drop by your Yamaha dealership and pick up some of the products you're going to need to winterize your engine. You want to add some fuel stabilizer into your gas tank, so you can basically get the fuel that you have already in there, get it all stabilized. You want to add this into your plastic portable tank, and basically then you'd like to run the engine so that that stabilized fuel makes its way into the engine components. At that point, you can go through and then drain out all the different fuel systems, starting with your fuel filter, which is right in here. It'll vary from outboard to outboard. You want to take this off, tap it out, replace it if necessary. Then come over to your carburetor. And what you want to do is if you've unplugged the fuel line, you still have some fuel in the bottom of that carburetor, and you want to make sure that you get it drained right at the lowest point here. There will be a fuel drain, and it'll vary from engine to engine, but always look there at the bottom of the bowl and you'll see it. Drain that, open that up, and that'll empty whatever fuel is left in the carburetor, making sure that there's no fuel left in there that's going to basically turn to varnish or cause any damage to the inside of that carburetor. Make sure you pick up the supplies that are required to change the oil. That's going to be a fuel filter, an oil filter, and also your 10W30 oil. You also, once you've taken the hood off the engine, you can see where you're going to be able to fill the oil, and then also check for the drain, which is on the bottom part of the engine. It'll vary again from engine to engine. Check your owner's manual if you need to know exactly where your drain is. Drain the oil out of there, making sure that you top it back up to the desired level. The specs are right on the top of the engine to tell you how much oil capacity is required in that engine. Okay, the last part of the process is going to be changing the gear oil on your engine. This is very crucial in making sure that there's no water or anything in here. So you want to drain from the bottom, the screws at the bottom here. You open that up, and then open up the top one here. And basically what will happen is all the oil will run out of the lower unit. You're going to need to get yourself a little pump to be able to pump the oil, because you're going to pump it from the bottom up. So basically what you want to do is put your little pump in here, fill the oil. When it starts to come out the top here, put the plug back in, and then quickly put the drain back in there. So it is a little bit of a tricky one, because you want to fill from the bottom up. When the oil comes out at the top, put the plug in, then quickly pull the pump out and put the drain in here. Then basically you know for sure now that the lower unit is full of oil. You also, at this point, you want to take the prop off, re-grease the splines and put the prop back on, just making sure that it doesn't seize on there, so it is easy to take the prop off at any time. And then also with marine grease, go through and lube out many of the different working components. You can see in here the tilt. There's lots of little grease nipples all over your outboard. Inside all of the mechanisms, make sure that you use marine grease so that you have nothing seizing or corroding over the winter. And then as a last precaution, what you want to do is pick up some Yamaha T9 and coat the old inside of the power head with that. Again, it helps for corrosion resistance. You can also coat it on the outside as well to make sure that over the winter you don't have any corrosion build up on the outside of the outboard, and it protects it for next season. I hope you found our video very informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us here at GA Checkpoint. Our parts people will be very happy to help you get your list of products that you need to winterize your outboard. Again, if you feel that maybe it's a little bit more than you want to do, call our service department and they'll be very happy to get your engine winterized and looked after you. Thank you very much, and have yourself a great season.